Hello and welcome to Catchmore Media. In tonight's show, we bring you all the action from round 2 of the Tunnelbarn Farm Winter Championship. After the first round, Matty Dawes took a decisive lead when his stand-in Adam Rumble won the match with a very convincing 97.9 of F1s. But for round 2, a very different scene greeted the competitors, as the cold weather meant a thick layer of ice had formed on all the pools. Some competitors spent up to 90 minutes breaking out their pegs and clearing them with nets before the fishing could get underway. It seemed even the wildlife at Tunnelbarn Farm thought it was a bit chilly to come out to play. One man who got off to a great start was John Arthur on peg 21 on extension. John seemed very happy when he drew this peg, which holds great form for big F1s as well as carp. Another area that seemed to be bringing a few bites was the same corner on high pool that produced the winner and framers last round, with Nathan Matthews on peg 1 getting in amongst the F1s early, fishing a long pole and dobbing. Some anglers were filling the early hours of the match by targeting silverfish to try and put something in the net before the F1s started to feed. You could tell there were some real hair-raising moments for many anglers, as after waiting a long time to hook fish, they had to land them without them running under the ice and snagging up. The good thing about the event being based on section points, though, is that in a lot of areas the competition was very, very close, with just 1 or 2 fish separating the leaders from the also-rans. In terms of tactics, it certainly seemed that dobbing with baits like bread seemed to be the best way for competitors to find a few fish. Another angler who was enjoying some great early form was Alex Hume on peg 48 on the high pool. The same peg that Adam Rumble won the last round from. This was a very fancied draw on the day, although it must be said not quite so much as last time, as Adam's spare peg advantage had been negated this time, with peg 50 to the left of where Alex was being drawn by Andy Benwell. Again though, Alex seemed to be finding some quality fish early on in the session by dobbing bread up to the far bank island. As the middle of the day approached and temperatures began to warm up, a lot of the ice on the lakes began to break up, thanks in no small part to the waterfowl, who seemed to really be enjoying the party. Well, we're just over halfway through the match now, and I can tell you it's absolutely freezing out there. There's a few fish being caught, but for most, as you'd expect with the frost and the ice, the going's quite difficult. However, I'm joined by the sponsor for today, Dennis Vors of Gizmo Angling, and he's going to show me the new improved ZT Pro. Dennis, I know the ZT Pro that you sent me a couple of months ago that I've been using to tie my hooks has been massively popular and massively successful. What's different about this model?
Main thing is the base. We've kept everything that works the same, still made out of aluminium and everything. We've changed the base. Loads of people asked us to do a case for the original hook tire, and we said what better way to make the base a case and add some additional functionality like magnetic hook trays, accessory tray, somewhere to hold your spool, and a pack-away design so everything fits into the base, so you can travel with it.
So basically you can take this bit forward, put it in the base, and I mean I know that's a big thing for a lot of anglers, because a lot of anglers go to Whiteacres, a lot of anglers go to Ireland, And whenever I've transported my old system in the past, I must admit it's gone on the front seat next to me because I've been scared of anything falling on it. So that's a brilliant improvement. But I know you mentioned you can now actually customise your choice when you come to buy it as to what head you get with it, can't you?
Yeah, it's to make it more cost effective for people. So basically you can buy the commercial edition, which comes as standard with a Hairig head, which will do straight hug lengths. And obviously hair rigs, and then the other option is the natural edition, which has a precision head which will do all your straight hook lengths without a problem. And both of those models, they're essentially exactly the same, it's just what head comes as standard with it. So at a later date, if you want the capability of doing hair rigs, then you can just purchase online the Hairig head. And likewise with the commercial edition, if you're going to be doing loads of small hooks with real fine line, then I always recommend the precision head. That's what it's built for.
So basically it just gives you extra options. Dennis, this looks fantastic. Back on the lakes, and it seemed that Alex Hume was still doing the damage. Although it must be said, as light levels started to drop and the temperatures started to creep up ever so slightly, a few more fish were being caught everywhere. On Extension Pool, a tight battle was taking place between Luke Bamford and Jimmy Brooks, with Pete Westwood on peg 5 also getting among the action. One particularly star-studded section was the first zone on House Pool, where Lee Thornton, Andy Bennett, Andy Neal, Pete Rice, Andy Power, Des Shipp and Dale Shepherd made up the 7 anglers fighting it out for section points. It seemed to us that Andy Neal was taking a convincing lead, although one man who can never be written off is England Ace Des Shipp, and he was certainly finding a few fish in the later stages of the match. By far the toughest pool from what we could see was New Pool, where many anglers had just a couple of fish in the net as we moved into the final stages of the match. Fourth place overall, picking up 120 quid, Luke Bamford, £38.14. In third place with £41.11, Matt Bingham. It's been a very, very close match today, a bit of a cruel match. Obviously the winner today walks away with £1,000, runner up. It's a nice consolation prize, 250 quid, but not quite the same, so unlucky, but a big well done. Andy Neal in second, £50 match.
Hello Andy.
And today's winner, a big round of applause please, he's weighed £53.10, he's picking up 1,000 quid, Alex Hume.
Thank you. Well, I've been on 48 high, really good peg. Adam won off it last round. I knew I was in for some fish. I've had 32 F1s and 1 barbel, and I've basically caught really well for 3 hours, and then they've backed off, and I couldn't do a thing about it, and I weren't happy, but just about ended up being enough. Just nicked it in the end, so I'm really happy. Caught at 16 metres, just down the shelf, dobbing bread. It's 5 foot deep was best, and I've caught 4 foot, so I've caught a foot off the bottom. 32 F1s doing that. Catching on the drop, 4B12 floats, a couple of number 12s down the line. Yeah, it was just as it settled, and that's when you got your bite. It was really nice. I've been going Ehrenbrook and Tunnel trying to get this type of fishing sorted, and this is my target to win this event, so really happy to have won a round.
And so, at the halfway stage of the league, this is how the table looks. But remember, only the best 3 from 4 results will count in this league. So with the worst result chucked away, A lot of the table are still very much in contention, with the top 8 places highlighted in yellow being paid out at the end of the league, and 8th place receiving £1,000 down to a whopping £5,000 for the winner. There's an awful lot to fish for.